All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Saira Mujtaba and with me is Prashant Kumar Sinha. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address the World Economic Forum in Davos today through video conferencing. Nation completes 1 year of COVID-19 vaccination. Over 157 crore COVID vaccination doses administered so far in the country. International passengers arriving in Mumbai from UAE, including Dubai, to be exempted from 7-day home quarantine and RT-PCR test on arrival. Bharatiya Janata Party to hold meeting at the party headquarters to discuss Punjab Assembly polls this afternoon. Severe cold to continue in Punjab, Haryana, Delhi for next 2 days, says IMD. Kathak maestro Pandit Birju Maharaj is no more. Nation mourns the legend. In badminton, Lakshya Sen writes history by clinching men's singles title of India Open. Pair of Satvik Sairaj, Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty lifts men's doubles trophy. And in tennis, Australian Open begins today. Novak Djokovic deported from Australia after losing legal battle to stay in the country. As the number of COVID-19 cases are rising quickly in several parts of the country, we appeal to our listeners to be vigilant and to get fully vaccinated and help others, including children between 15 and 18 years, to get vaccinated. As the new Omicron variant of coronavirus is causing concern, please continue to follow the 3 simple steps to stay safe. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events is being organized by the government as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. In order to commemorate the occasion as a Jan Utsav, All India Radio News brings its listeners a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history. The quiz is being conducted every Monday and Tuesday in Morning News since 16th August and will continue till 15th August 2022. India Post has joined hands as the logistics partner with AIR News for the Amrit Mahotsav quiz. And now coming to our 45th question of the Amrit Mahotsav quiz in English. Name the freedom fighter who was greatly influenced by Mahatma Gandhi ji and pioneered the Swadeshi movement in Sikkim. I repeat the question. Name the freedom fighter who was greatly influenced by Mahatma Gandhi ji and pioneered the Swadeshi movement in Sikkim. Listeners can send in their responses to the question over WhatsApp on 8826 546262. That is 8826 546262 or through email on amritmahotsavquiz@prasarbharati.gov.in. Amrit Mahotsav Quiz @prasarbharati.gov.in.
And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will deliver State of the World special address at the World Economic Forum's Davos agenda today at 8:30 p.m. through video conferencing. Last year, addressing the forum, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that despite the pandemic, India has maintained its economic growth by various measures.
WEF में सभी को तसल्ली होगी कि अभी तो सिर्फ 2 मेड इन इंडिया कोरोना वैक्सीन दुनिया में आई है। आने वाले समय में कई और वैक्सीन भारत से बनकर के आने वाली। ये वैक्सीन दुनिया के देशों को और ज्यादा बड़े स्केल पर ज्यादा स्पीड से मदद करने में ये पूरी तरह सहायता करेगी। भारत की सफलता की इस तस्वीर, भारत के सामर्थ्य की इस तस्वीर के साथ मैं दुनिया के अर्थ जगत को ये भरोसा भी दिला रहा हूं कि आर्थिक मोर्चे पर भी स्थितियां अब तेजी से बदलेगी। कोरोना के समय में भी भारत ने इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के ट्रिलियंस ऑफ रुपीज के प्रोजेक्ट शुरू करके एम्प्लॉयमेंट के लिए विशेष स्कीम्स चलाकर इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी को बनाए रखा था।
Our correspondent reports that during the event, several leaders will share their outlook, insights and plans relating to the most urgent global issues such as climate change, social contracts and vaccine equity.
The 5-day online Davos Agenda Summit will kick off from today. During the event, several heads of state and government will address the forum. These include Prime Minister of Japan, Fumio Kishida, President of European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, Prime Minister of Australia, Scott Morrison, Prime Minister of Israel, Naftali Bennett, President of China, Xi Jinping, among others. The event will also witness participation of top industry leaders, international organizations and civil society. They will deliberate on critical challenges being faced by the world today and discuss how to address them. With Dipendra Kumar, Anupam Mishra, AR News, Delhi.
India yesterday marked the first anniversary of the launch of the nationwide vaccination drive against COVID-19. The country has successfully administered over 157 crore doses of the vaccine. The drive was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the 16th of January of last year. This is the world's largest vaccination program covering the entire length and breadth of the country. The vaccination was made free for everyone above 18 years of age on the 21st of June in 2021. The current vaccine production capacity of Covishield in India is approximately 25 crore doses per month and that of Covaxin around 6 crore doses per month. The Prime Minister has saluted each and every individual who is associated with the COVID-19 vaccination on completion of 1 year of the drive. In a series of tweets, Prime Minister Modi said the country's vaccination program has added great strength to the fight against COVID-19. He further said the exercise has led to saving lives and thus protecting livelihoods. Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia also released a commemorative postal stamp on COVID-19 vaccine to mark the first anniversary of India's national COVID-19 vaccination program. Speaking on the occasion, Dr. Mandavia said this is an important day for everyone as the country has completed 1 year of the vaccination drive. The minister said the world is amazed by India's vaccination drive. He said 93% of people above 18 years of age are vaccinated with the first dose and 70% of the population is fully vaccinated.
135 करोड़ की आबादी वाला देश, ह्यूज पॉपुलेशन, ह्यूज डाइवर्सिटी, अनेक विविधता में भी हिंदुस्तान ने 18 एबव के 93% लोगों को फर्स्ट डोज एडमिनिस्टर कर दिया.
A total of 18,286 new cases of coronavirus infection were reported in the national capital yesterday. The Delhi government said in the last 24 hours, more than 21,000 people recovered and 28 deaths were reported in the city. Presently, the total number of active cases in the national capital is over 89,000. Bihar government has set a target to administer COVID vaccines to 32 lakh more adolescents by the 26th of this month. The children in the 15 to 18 age group are mostly students of classes 9th to 12th. As the board examinations will begin next month, the health department has instructed to vaccinate all examinees with at least 1 dose of the vaccine. Meanwhile, the number of daily COVID cases continue to rise with 5,410 more people testing positive for the virus in the last 24 hours. The Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation BMC yesterday announced that international passengers arriving from UAE, including Dubai in Mumbai, will be exempted from compulsorily 7-day home quarantine and RT-PCR test on arrival. More in this report from our Mumbai correspondent.
The BMC in its directive issued yesterday stated that guidelines applicable to international travelers arriving from countries other than at-risk nations will be made applicable to the traveler arriving from the United Arab Emirates, including Dubai. These directions will be enforced with the effect from this midnight. The decision was taken after BMC Commissioner Iqbal Singh Chahal chaired a virtual meeting with the civic officials, deans and medical superintendent of hospitals. Nivedita, AIR News, Mumbai.
In our bilingual live phone-in program, Corona Jagrukta series, Dr. Ajay Shukla of RML Hospital, New Delhi will be with us tonight to answer queries relating to the coronavirus. Listeners can ask questions to the expert from 9:30 p.m. onwards on telephone number 011-2342-1230 and 011-2342-1764. The Kerala High Court has decided to switch over to online mode from today in view of the surge in COVID cases in the state. In exceptional cases, the concerned judge will decide whether a particular case is to be heard in the physical mode. A notice issued by the High Court said physical presence of staff members to office will be regulated. The entry of public will also be restricted. Meanwhile, the High Court also asked the district judiciary to conduct court proceedings through online mode from today. It said the presiding officer of the court should ensure that not more than 15 persons attend the court at a time. It further said time slots should be fixed for hearing matters and trials to avoid overcrowding. The court will review the situation on the 11th of next month. You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address the World Economic Forum in Davos today through video conferencing. Nation completes 1 year of COVID-19 vaccination. Over 157 crore COVID vaccination doses administered so far in the country. International passengers arriving in Mumbai from UAE, including Dubai, to be exempted 7-day home quarantine and RT-PCR test on arrival. Bharatiya Janata Party to hold meeting at the party headquarters to discuss Punjab Assembly polls this afternoon. Severe cold to continue in Punjab, Haryana and Delhi for next 2 days, says IMD. Kathak maestro Pandit Birju Maharaj is no more. Nation mourns the legend. In badminton, Lakshya Sen writes history by clinching men's singles title of India Open. Pair of Satvik Sairaj Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty lift men's doubles trophy. And in tennis, Australian Open begins today. Novak Djokovic deported from Australia after losing legal battle to stay in the country. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर।
8700014242।
Welcome back. The Bharatiya Janata Party will hold an important meeting at the party headquarters on the Punjab Assembly polls this afternoon to discuss seat sharing with its allies. Captain Amrinder Singh's Punjab Lok Congress Party and Sukhdev Singh's in charge Shiromani Akali Dal Sanyukt said sources in the party. Union Home Minister Amit Shah, BJP National President JP Nadda, Party Punjab State President Ashwini Sharma, Election in charge Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, Punjab in charge Dushyant Gautam, Union Minister Som Prakash will be present at the meeting. According to sources, BJP will contest on 80 seats and the allies will contest on 37 seats. The candidates will be decided based on their winnability. Punjab will go to polls on 14th February and counting of votes will take place on 10th of March. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman held a pre-budget stakeholders consultations with BJP state party representatives yesterday. BJP national spokesperson Gopal Krishna Agrawal said representatives from 25 states participated in this discussion. The representations were from industries, business communities, academics, economists, tribal community and backward classes and women.
Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal has said that IT industry can play a key role in raising services exports to $1 trillion per year in a decade. In the virtual meeting with leaders of the IT industry, Mr. Goyal said IT industry can become a bigger global player by focusing on new technologies. He further said the government will provide all help to IT firms to boost exports. And now let's listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News, Birth of a Nation.
India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
ভারত আমার ভারতবর্ষ স্বদেশ আমার স্বপ্ন গো তোমাতে আমরা লোভিয়া জন্ম ধন্য হয়েছি ধন্য গো।
Today we remember the freedom fighter and veteran leader Jyoti Basu, who died on 17th January 2010.
In 1930, when Jyoti Basu was just 16 years old, Master Da Surya Sen and his band of valiant freedom fighters attacked the British armory at Chittagong. They were hanged by the British, leading to a deep impact on the youth of Bengal. Basu was studying law in London when in 1937 he joined Indian student unions in Britain such as the India League led by V.K. Krishna Menon and the Federation of Indian Students.
The turning point in his life came in 1937-38 when he joined the London Majlis.
কিরীটধারিণী তুষার শৃঙ্গে সবুজে সাজানো তোমার বেশ তোমার উপমা তুমি তোমার উপমা তুমি তোমার রূপে নাহি তো শেষ.
On returning to Calcutta in 1940, Basu enrolled as a barrister at the Calcutta High Court and also joined Communist Party of India, CPI. Basu initially provided safe houses for underground leaders in the independence movement. Following the Bengal famine of 1943, Basu was involved in relief work.
He also participated in the Tebhaga movement between 1945 and 1947 that sought to end the food crisis in Bengal. According to Basu, the only means of solving the issue of food crisis was to completely dismantle the zamindari system and to drive out the British from India. During the Indian Navy uprising of 1946, Basu organized a railway strike in support of the uprising and later also secured the release of various political prisoners.
Post-independence, Jyoti Basu served as Chief Minister of Bengal for 23 years. Till his death, he continued serving the country.
January 17th is also the death anniversary of Assamese cultural icon Jyoti Prasad Agarwala, born in 1903 to Kiran Moi and Paramanand Agarwala in Tamilbari, Assam. Jyoti Prasad's parents were actively involved in spreading the spirit of nationalism among the people of Assam, which was gaining ground after the partition of Bengal in 1905.
Thus, from his early childhood, Jyoti Prasad was exposed to nationalist ideas and his outlook was deeply influenced by them. During his school time itself, he joined the freedom movement. He was imprisoned for 15 months during the civil disobedience movement. Later, he also emerged as a prominent underground leader of the Quit India movement in 1942.
Jyoti Prasad's works offer insightful perspectives on the times of freedom struggle. His play Lobhita provides a vivid picture of the society set in the backdrop of the Quit India movement of 1942. It represents the anti-imperialist voice of the common man fighting for Swaraj and aspiring to run the government.
His plays also give voice to the woman and through her, perhaps, also articulates his views on women and the existing social practices. He is also credited for establishing the Chitraband studio at the Bholagudi Tea Estate and making the first Assamese movie, Joymoti. For his significant contribution to Assamese cinema, he is popularly called the Roop Konwar of Assamese culture. His death anniversary is observed as Silpi Divas, Artists' Day, in his honor. AIR News pays tribute to the noble soul.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
आजादी के आंदोलन के खजाने में ऐसे ढेरों शब्द जिन्होंने बदल दिए इतिहास, तारीख बदलने वाले लफ्जों पर आकाशवाणी समाचार ला रहा है विशेष कार्यक्रम धरोहर हर सोमवार।
In today's episode of Dharohar, we will bring you the voice of the last Governor General of India, C. Rajagopalachari, popularly known as Rajaji. Best wishes to all consumers for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Hallmark ensures purity of gold. Always purchase hallmarked gold jewelry. For any consumer-related complaints, please contact National Consumer Helpline's toll-free number 14404, issued in public interest by the Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India. Jago Grahak Jago.
Country's famous Kathak dancer, Pandit Birju Maharaj, is no more. The 83-year-old Pandit Ji died of a heart attack. Birju Maharaj was born as Brij Mohan Nath Mishra on 4th February 1937 in a well-known Kathak dancing family. He began performing as a child alongside his father and became a guru in his teens. By the time he was 28, Birju Maharaj's mastery of the dance form had won him the coveted Sangeet Natak Akademi Award. An exponent of the Kalka Binda Deen Gharana of Lucknow, he was known for his perfect rhythm and expressive gestures. Birju Maharaj was the recipient of numerous awards for his contributions to the performing arts, including one of the country's highest civilian honours, the Padma Vibhushan, in 1986. Famous singer Adnan Sami has expressed grief over the death of Birju Maharaj. In a tweet, Mr. Sami said, "The country has lost an unparalleled institution in the field of the performing arts." BJP spokesperson Sambit Patra has said that Kathak has lost one of its tallest exponents, Pandit Birju Maharaj. In a tweet, Mr. Patra said, "Watching Kathak will always tingle a fond memory of the maestro." Today is the 105th birth anniversary of legendary superstar and former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, MGR. We have a desk report.
Marudur Gopalan Ramachandran, popularly known as MGR, was born in Kandy, Sri Lanka. He came to Tamil Nadu and started his career in theatre as a boy. He went on to become the biggest superstar ever in Tamil. He was hugely inspired by C.N. Annadurai, popularly known as Perarinyar Anna, and joined the Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam DMK in 1953. He became an MLA in 1967. In 1972, 3 years after Anna's demise, he left the Karunanidhi-led DMK to form his own party, Anna Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam ADMK. 5 years later, he became the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, the first film actor ever to become an elected head of a province anywhere in the world. The invincible politician ruled Tamil Nadu thrice as Chief Minister and died in office on 24th December 1987.
ஒரு மனிதன் உயிரோடு இருக்கும் பொழுது அவனுக்கு எத்தனை மன்றங்கள் பாராட்டுவதில் கிடைப்பது என்பது பெரிதல்ல. அவன் மறைந்த பிறகு என்னையே நான் எடுத்துக்கொள்கின்றேன். என் மறைவுக்கு பிறகு எத்தனை மக்கள் என்னை நினைக்கின்றார்கள் என்பதை பொறுத்துத்தான் நான் வாழ்ந்ததற்கு ஏதாவது நியாயமான காரணம் இருந்திருக்கிறது என்று நினைப்பதற்கு அது உதவியாக இருக்க முடியும்.
MGR still lives in the hearts of millions of Tamils all over the world. In 1988, MGR was awarded the Bharat Ratna posthumously. Ravi Kumar, AIR News.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi also remembered former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Bharat Ratna, M.G. Ramachandran on his birth anniversary. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said MGR is widely admired as an effective administrator who placed top priority on social justice and empowerment. He said his schemes brought a positive change in the lives of the poor. The Prime Minister said his cinematic brilliance is also widely acclaimed.
In badminton, Lakshya Sen clinched the men's singles title of the India Open, while the pair of Satvik Sairaj Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty lifted the men's doubles trophy at the tournament in New Delhi yesterday. World Championship bronze medalist Lakshya Sen defeated reigning world champion Loh Kian Yu of Singapore 24-22, 21-17 in the summit clash. In tennis, Novak Djokovic was deported from Australia yesterday after losing a last-ditch bid to stay in the country when its court upheld the government deportation order. The judges rejected a challenge launched by the unvaccinated tennis player after the government cancelled his visa on health and good order grounds. The India Meteorological Department, IMD, has forecast cold day to severe cold day conditions in Punjab, Haryana and Delhi in the coming 2 days. Talking to AIR News, Director General IMD, Mrityunjay Mahapatra said cold day condition is also likely in the regions of West Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan over the coming 2 days.
Cold day to severe cold day conditions are prevailing over some parts of the plains of northwest India, including Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh, Delhi, northern parts of Rajasthan, and western parts of Uttar Pradesh. It is mainly because of the fact that after the passage of the active western disturbance, cold and dry northwesterly winds are prevailing over the plains. This condition is likely to continue for next 2 days, and hence we can expect cold day to severe cold day conditions in some parts of Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh, Delhi, North Rajasthan, and northwest UP during next 2 days. The public should take care to keep themselves safe and secure from the impact of cold day and the severe cold day conditions.
And now let's take a look at the weather forecast for today. Srinagar will have a generally cloudy sky today. Temperature will hover between -1 and 7 degrees Celsius. Jammu had fog or mist in the morning and is expected to have a partly cloudy sky later. Leh is likely to have a generally cloudy sky. The temperature will hover between -14 and -1 degrees Celsius. Gilgit will have rain or snow. Temperature will hover between 0 and 6 degrees Celsius, while Muzaffarabad will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain. National capital Delhi will have a cold day today. Temperature will hover between 8 and 14 degrees Celsius, while in Mumbai the minimum temperature was 21 and maximum will be around 32 degrees Celsius. Guwahati had fog or mist in the morning and mainly clear sky later is expected later. Itanagar will also have a mainly clear sky.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Papers have noticed different stories on their front pages today. BKU stands behind RLD-SP alliance, writes the Pioneer. The Asian Age quotes the Prime Minister, 1 year vax drive helped save lives and livelihoods, says Modi. The Hindu notices India records a 40% spike in COVID infections over the week, adding 2.55 lakh new cases in 24 hours. Maharashtra, Karnataka register most cases. In good news from the world of business, the Hindu Business Line writes LIC IPO triggers a frenzy of demat account opening. Ministries seek relaxation of spending cap in Jan to March quarter to boost financial year 2022 capex, and the paper also quotes the findings of a study that says Tamil Nadu best state to do business. And finally, in sports, the Indian Express writes Sen beats world champion to claim India Open title.
Before we end the bulletin, a reminder of today's question of the Amrit Mahotsav quiz. Name the freedom fighter who was greatly influenced by Mahatma Gandhi ji and pioneered the Swadeshi movement in Sikkim. I repeat, name the freedom fighter who was greatly influenced by Mahatma Gandhi ji and pioneered the Swadeshi movement in Sikkim. WhatsApp your response on 8826 546262 or through email on amritmahotsavquiz@prasarbharati.gov.in. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Modi to address the World Economic Forum in Davos today through video conferencing. Nation completes 1 year of COVID-19 vaccination. Over 157 crore COVID vaccination doses administered so far in the country. International passengers arriving in Mumbai from UAE, including Dubai, to be exempted from 7-day home quarantine and RT-PCR test on arrival. Bharatiya Janata Party to hold meeting at party headquarters to discuss Punjab Assembly polls this afternoon. Severe cold to continue in Punjab, Haryana, Delhi for the next 2 days, says IMD. Kathak maestro Pandit Birju Maharaj is no more. Nation mourns the legend. In badminton, Lakshya Sen writes history by clinching men's singles title of India Open. Pair of Satvik Sairaj Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty lifts men's doubles trophy. And in tennis, Australian Open begins today. Novak Djokovic deported from Australia after losing legal battle to stay in the country. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a great day.